Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading for the sign of Aquarius. So that's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Stellium, Mars, Ascendant, whichever, Aquarian energy is in your chart. We're going to be, and my mind's gone blank, going well. This is going to be a general collective reading for you guys. Happy New Year, happy 2020, happy new decade. We're going to be linking with Spirit first of all, and then we're going to be connecting, going a bit deeper, looking at themes really for you guys for the rest of the month, utilising the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, and then pulling a few other Oracle cards for outcomes. I keep getting all giggly again, but this is the thing. I see, when I'm pre-shuffling the decks and preparing, I was really anxious. I felt like you guys had some anxiety around you. I feel like, because Spirit are just sort of talking about it being time sensitive. Are you guys panicking about time? Don't get sucked into all this stuff going on in the, externally at the moment. I know you guys are the humanitarians, but you've got to be really careful where you're investing the energy, because you guys can see, I mean, usually you're very switched on, but don't be getting suckered into this narrative that's being sold, okay? Because there's more to it than that. Just make sure that you're pulling that energy back for you, because I feel like you're going to get to the end of the month otherwise and be like, oh my goodness. Because don't forget, you guys are obviously, we're about to go into Aquarius season. So for all those January Aquarians, Sun Aquarians, happy birthday. You've got to remember there's so much going on at the moment. Just be very aware where your energies are being pulled to, because like I said at the beginning of this video, my mind went blank, because it just feels like I'm being pulled out so far into different directions that my brain isn't present, let's say. So let's obviously bring the rest of the guides in here and let's see what else they want to channel. Oh, I'm getting just really restless energy. It's like even my head is doing all this sort of like very mental, lots of mental chatter going on here. Lots and lots of mental chatter that is, they're talking about it being far reaching. So I feel like you might just be aware of scattered energy and where your energy is being put into. Because it's almost like Spirit have this concern of where your focus will be. And it's a bit of a test. It's like, if you're focusing on this area or as a whole, make sure you draw that back into you, because I feel like it's going to be necessary. They just keep saying the word necessary. So it's almost like you've got a chance to see through something also at the end of this month that you may miss if you're too dispersed energetic wise. Your energies, I'll be honest with you, I feel like you guys are really, watch for your sleep, because I feel like you guys might be doing some astral traveling in your sleep, and or waking up feeling very tired and drained, because I feel like you're doing things in your sleep here. Because it's like, when I'm linking in with your energy, I can see you guys connecting to everything. It's like you're reaching out and trying to reconnect humanity. It's like, whatever you guys are up to at the moment, if you're light workers, you guys are doing some heavy business right here. They're saying there must be more focus on you though. Please be aware of that, because you've got, I mean, this is the thing. I feel like you guys may have come into this year going, having a plan, and then being distracted by sort of world events, let's say. But they're saying there's a few more months left of this energy, and it's actually meant as a test. It's not, it's, a lot of it is illusionary, okay? And I know you're probably sat there going, what? So, fires in Australia is illusionary, and the trouble in the Middle East is illusionary. I'm going to be filming a video on that. It probably would have already been posted by the time you watch this. So if you haven't already watched it, I would look at that. They're saying yes. Spirit is saying yes. It's all in hand. I'll be totally honest with you. When I was doing my daily meditation, there's a lot going on upstairs, but they're saying it's under control. So if you've got this anxiety of what you're witnessing on a world stage, can you just rest assured? Because it's like, usually when I'm connecting with the guides, they come forward. But it was like there was so much going on upstairs. It was like one guide was coming in, then was having to be called away and doing something else. Then another guide was being called in. There's so much going on upstairs that just rest assured. And if you do have that anxiety that you're almost absorbing on a world stage and that it's kind of affecting your day to day, you need to bring it back to your heart space. Okay, because they're saying you guys are going to be needed at some point. So especially you light workers watching this, there's going to be a need for you to be doing some bits and pieces, but just make sure your energy is not so dispersed that you're spent by the time that happens. We've got another 3 months of this, I'm not going to lie. We've got up until April here where there's a heck of a lot of movement. We've got Lilith that's about to go into Aries, completing a massive cycle, which is the wounded feminine. Excuse me while I recycle, I keep burping. It's just because I'm channeling some negative energy, and so it has to obviously be released, so it comes out as a burp. I do apologise if it does come out that way. Take a breather. We've got to take a breather here. We've got 4 months of this Lilith, the wounded feminine. This is about to be hugely transitioned out into a new cycle. Obviously, we've had the lunar eclipse, which is actually going out. I think it's actually going to be the day that you watch this. We've got Saturn conjunct Pluto. We've got a lunar eclipse in Cancer. And then we've also got... mine's gone blank again. We've got Uranus going direct. Okay? So... Uranus being obviously the planet of that kind of rebellious energy, slowly turning into what is actually on hold at the moment, is transitioning into a direct, which means there's going to be a push of energy and a cleanse, obviously with that kind of moon eclipse in Cancer. So there's a lot of emotions that's going to be kind of shed. With the Saturn Pluto conjunct, it's yeah, there's an expansion going on, and it's meant to shake up. All right, so just bear that in mind. Transition through that energy, work through that energy. If it's affecting you that much, observe, because you guys are very good, especially if you've got Aquarius, moon Aquarius, observing that and intellectualizing it, observing it, and just kind of releasing it, because just try not to get too caught up. I don't know why I want to say this, but so I've got someone saying Mary very loudly. Mary, Mary, it's for you. Someone either is called Mary or has a relative called Mary that is trying to get your attention. Can you please observe? They're saying relative, so that's for you. Just watch the signs that you're getting, because I feel like they're trying to... There's a concern that you're... They just keep shouting Mary. So just be aware. It could be, the name or the word could mean something to someone, but just be aware that that's a message for someone there. Personal message. Okay, so let's just have a look. They just keep saying, Mary, it's for you. Mary, it's for you. Mary, it's for you. So, anything else? All right, let's have a look. Aquarius, let's have a look at the overall themes for the rest of January 2020, please, Spirit. Overall themes for Aquarius, please. Overall themes. What is the overall themes that Aquarians can expect to see? Yeah, overall themes. So immediately we've got yeah, one more please, Spirit, thank you so much. Okay, immediately we've got this sort of humanitarian energy, discovery. We've got sort of Mercury and Sagittarius here. You guys, this is exactly what I've mentioned before. It's like your expanse of, or your conscious awareness is expanded so far out. It's like you've got your eyes on the world stage. There's certain current affairs, events that you're keeping an eye on. That, and my stomach, I feel like someone's kicked me in the stomach. So it's my solar plexus. This is really affecting you, because we've also got the empathy card. Okay, this is really affecting you. Please pay attention, because obviously we've now got, obviously within this empathy card, no, that's the other one. We've now got in this empathy card. Can you see a bird that's communicating there? Can you please make sure you are listening to your spirit guides? It's all well and good kind of focusing on this hugely objective kind of viewpoint, but we need to pull this in a little bit. There needs to be a bit of a balance here, because they're saying you're going to miss something closer to home. All right, birth. There's something new that you're going to be taking on. That if you're too, I mean, look, I get it. You want to know what's going on. You've got your sort of awareness is in other areas, but there's, oh my goodness me, guys, your solar plexus and your sacral chakra feel like your willpower, your confidence. Just have a look into your solar plexus. Yellow, visualize yellow. If you feel like there's a stirring when I'm saying that, look into that, do some chakra cleanses. YouTube has a multitude of different chakra cleansing free videos. I really recommend it, because especially if you're really invested in that kind of energy, we need to make sure you're aligned, because otherwise you could miss something coming in for you on a personal level here, and they don't want you to do that. All right, this is the birth card. Could actually signify something new being born from the experiences, the sort of things you're witnessing, the messages you're getting. So just pay attention to that. And then we've also got authority here, okay, which is Mars in Capricorn. So it could be, I mean, obviously there's a religious vibration to that, and it could well be that you are starting something new that takes on either a very spiritual element and goes against maybe the more sort of, you know, tried and tested religious ways, or there's something that's stirring within you here that you're looking to start, based on your passions and the experiences you've had. With the authority card, I feel like you could be taking a bit of a stand against authority and starting a new cycle, to sort of stand your ground a little bit with it, because I feel like you're identifying more with people that are in need as opposed to the collective controlled hierarchy, let's say. But there's something about this here that I feel like you're battling with a little bit. It's like maybe you're watching the news and it's just not sitting well with you, but they're just saying they understand this and it's under control, and to just try as best you can, if you're mainly focused on the world events, try and pull that back, because there has to be a balance. They are going to be bringing new information to you and possibly new ideas, okay? So obviously make sure that you are paying attention for that and listening. Clarify the authority card, please. Yeah. This is the thing that is really getting to you. It's mainly the domination or the kind of power struggles that I feel like you're seeing that the world is under, okay? We've got caution, the caution card here, okay? We've also got the control card here, okay? And then we've got the resistance card here, okay? Now, I get it. You probably feel like there's some very unjust situations going on in the world, but do not forget that you must look after yourself as well. If you're on some mission, I get it. If you're in this pioneering, especially around the 10th, where you just kind of feel like, no, that's it, I can't look at all this news going on, I must do something. Just make sure there's a balance, because this is a test. I'm going to be really honest with you. Everything you're seeing that is going on right now is a major karmic test. Every one of those people that are pushing ahead on a global level with a very authoritarian, very kind of Machiavellian and or egotistical kind of vibration, it's not going to work for them. All right. I'm just going to put it out there. This is not going to work. So just make sure you're not overcompensating for that energy and then getting involved in something that you're kind of caught in a karmic trap as well, because this is essentially what this is designed to do. It's just test to see. I mean, look, we're transitioning on a vibrational level, so that there has to be some level of which direction do you choose? Do you choose your heart center and your kind of your alignment with spirit, whereby you're objectively viewing this, or are you projecting some kind of personal pain or an objectivity, lack of objectivity onto a world stage because it's the easiest way of you dealing with it? Just pay attention for that, because they don't want you to get caught up in that. They're saying, yeah, they're just saying pull your energy back in because it's going to drain you otherwise. All right, if this is actually to do with any losses that you've had and you're then fighting on behalf of a perceived loss or an actual loss, you must just please look at recalibrating your energy. Look, I totally get it. It's the different kettle of fish if you're balancing that, working on you, and also doing the sort of maybe global work, mission work, whatever it is you're doing, and don't get too sucked into it. Okay, so let's have a look. So from the 10th to the 17th, Spirit, let's do week by week breakdown here. What can they expect to see from the 10th to the 17th of the Aquarians, please? What is going to be happening for them? What things can you show us, please? For Aquarians, that's too many cards. From Aquarians for the 10th to 17th of January 2020, what can you show us, please, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, don't get too caught up. Don't get too caught up. I mean, look, like I said, just balance. This is about balance. This is essentially people's legacy are being determined right now. I'm going to be totally honest with you. There is a legacy that's being determined, and it's whether or not you're falling on the right or the wrong side of history. This is in terms of the world leaders going on. So, 10th to the 17th, please. We've got power and we've got publicity. Okay, so publicity is, I mean, essentially what they're looking at here, or they're talking about here, is how you're projecting yourself, how you're showing yourself to the world. What type of energy are you, is the world when they come in contact with you, you know, experiencing? And with publicity, it's like there's a very clear message that, excuse me, that you guys are wanting to show, because yeah, it's a very, I'll be honest with you, it's a very kind of quarrelsome energy. Okay, so just make sure you're not getting drawn into any necessary arguments that don't serve your highest good. Now, don't forget, it's really important if you're in this energy, when you're really passionate about what you're witnessing on a world stage or within your own life or your day-to-day work environment or your relationships or anything else, you must check what exactly is for the good of my higher self. If you are fighting for the sake of fighting, I'll be honest with you, we're about to head into Aquarius season, which is essentially very karmic, okay? Which is the beginning of the karma being released, essentially. They're saying, just be very careful. It's like, would you rather win the battle, or would you rather win the war? You know, it's like, use discernment about what you're fighting over, what you're defending, what you're standing your ground over, because is it going to be in your highest and best interest overall? As I say, we've got the power card here as well, okay? There's obviously a visual here of someone that's kind of looking through that kind of portal. And again, we've got the day this goes out, which is the lunar eclipse. There could be some very important information coming to you from around the 10th that if you're so drawn into other things externally from yourself, you may miss. And that is the concern from Spirit. What else can you tell me, please, about Aquarius from the 10th to the 14th? These cards are like flying out. Yeah, look. Okay, so watch for the impulsiveness there. It's all, it's amazing that you're feeling like this heartfelt, very passionate, impulsive energy. We've got Mars in Aries. That is the energy of the warrior. That's the energy of the soldier. Okay, so brilliant. But where's it going? Is it to, I mean, what are you trying to contribute to here? If it's to raise awareness, okay, but then, you know, what is that at the expense of? Is there a balance, essentially? Okay, and we've also got vision here as well. So there's definitely something here that you've got your sights are set on in terms of this energy that is, you know, propelling you forward, especially with that Uranus going direct. It's a very, very, very kind of fast moving pace. That's the sun in Pisces. So again, with the Piscean energy, we've got to be very careful what is illusionary and what is reality, because obviously it's very Neptunian in nature, which is, it tends to sometimes be about illusions. So again, we don't want to be sucked into some power kind of egotistical power play based on something that isn't even to do with us. Let's have a look. Yeah. You could be feeling in a very generous mood, okay? Because we've got generosity here. So maybe you're fighting for the underdog. Maybe you feel like you've got to get involved in something here. This is Saturn in Leo that involves your voice speaking out for someone who isn't maybe heard, or you're defending someone else, or again, it's that energy where, if I get it, like you want to defend people, but exactly this. You've got to look, is the defensiveness and the defending of people you're doing it for, are they needing to fight their own battles? Are you enabling a situation, or is the situation viable enough for you to defend? And are you doing it at the expense of your own karma? I'll be totally honest with you. Universal law dictates, as per my own personal experiences, that everything has to come to balance at some point in time. So whatever this whole scenario is going on when you're currently watching this video, this will have balance, but it's what energy you're putting into it between now and when that happens as to what then comes back to you. Now, I'm not sat here saying if you see something absolutely horrific going on, you just have to sit and watch it and observe it and think, well, not my issue, bye. No, that's not the case. This is about discernment and balance, because what happens if you go in and start fighting this war about one particular area, and then 2 days later, spirit goes, balance, and then something happens within your personal life, and you're sat there so drained that you can't even, function as to what's going on. Don't forget the first part of the video when my mind just went blank. It feels like I'm so spent with all these other situations that when it comes to me, I'm like, I don't know what to do, because my energy is being expelled. So it's a test. This whole thing is a test. So and they're sneaky, because if we can get through this part of the next 4 months where we're using this discernment, plainsailing.com, like, I cannot even express this to you enough. Now, obviously, that's not to say the rest of your life, that's it. We're just, plain sailing and this is all easy. No, because the nature of why we're here is, obviously extremely testing, because we're in a dualistic reality. But it's going to serve us. It's going to serve us a lot better. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to kind of get the understanding so we can kind of do what we need to do. Okay. We've also got the discrimination card. So just use discernment. Okay. We've got butterflies that are being released here. That is the sign of transformation. Okay. You guys are about to emerge, and it's going to be very fruitful once you get through this kind of energy, because we've also got the status card here. So it's almost like an acknowledgement of what has been, an acknowledgement of the energy that you put in, and a reward based on that. Okay. A status is a kind of mark of approval based on what you've actually previously done. So let's go a bit more specifically into the 10th to the 17th. 10th to the 17th, Spirit. What else can Aquarius expect to see? These cards are flying everywhere. Let me just... 10th to the 17th, Spirit. 10th to the 17th for Aquarius. What else can they expect to see? Yep. Okay. So what they're saying here is, if you are hitting against a wall between the 10th and the 17th, and your immediate response is to, that warrior mode, wait. Okay? Because we've got the submission card here. Now, that's a very extreme energy. All right? Where it's almost essentially saying to you, don't do anything almost, and sort of, resign yourself to something. But can you see there's a bird in a cage here with the door that's open, right? It's an illusion. The bird thinks it's caged, but it's not, all right? Submit, resign. You've got to surrender. I'm telling you now, in this energy, if you get to around, when you're watching this, if you get to the 10th and think, I'm just going to fight this, I'm going to do, wait, all right? This is about versatility. This is about it's a bit of a level up situation going on here. We've got versatility. So the 10th, the 17th, they're testing your versatility and adaptability based on the energies that it's presenting. Now, this is the thing. We're seeing a lot of things that look like it's leading to something. It looks like this, but is it? You know, like I'll give you an example. Obviously, the situation in the Middle East. It looks like something is going to happen, and everyone needs to be in full panic mode. Everyone is like, you know, all hands on deck. Is it going to happen, or is this something else that is alluding to something else? Do you know what I mean? You've got to use discernment, use be versatile within this energy, because this is what it's been called for you to do. All right, this is not meant for you. I mean, yeah, obviously fight, you know, defend yourself against things that are extraordinarily important for you, but just use discernment. All right. This is the versatility card here, and as you can see, this is Sun in Aquarius, Sun in Gemini, which is about that very dualistic energy of dark and light, with the Gemini obviously being the twins, or, you know, the Lovers card. So flick between the two, okay? Because we are both light and dark. We have to be, you know, essentially walking the gold line, which is that kind of perfect middle ground. And independence, okay? So if you're being suckered into things, or being brought into arguments, or asked to get involved, they're asking you to, again, submission, independence. So stand back, have a look, see whether or not it's something that is really necessary. Again, Moon in Aquarius. All right, can you see we've got all these stones that are overseeing the water? It's like, and they're all independent of each other, they're not connected. So observe. All right, just observe for a minute. Is it worth it? All right, because they're urging, there's a practical nature behind this that is going to need you to use discernment. Because look, we've got a guy here that's pushing along two animals on his last legs. Doesn't look like he's having a great time. Let's be realistic. Moon in Capricorn. So are you working so hard to the point where you're fighting, and then suddenly it's like, oh my goodness, I don't have the energy? Because look, next card is loss. All right, now this could be, I'm going to be totally honest with you, it doesn't have to be an extreme of loss, but it could be a loss of health, because you've worn yourself out so much because you haven't been balancing the energy. All right, okay, this is Saturn in Pisces. So it's about seeing, you know, you reap what you sow. So when you're expelling this energy here, what do you lose within this area? Or you're paying out money here, what is the gain in this area? Do you see what I mean? You've got to try and balance and weigh this up, because it's not, I'll be honest with you, it's not easy. It's not meant to be though. It's not meant to be. We are completing massive cycles. I think the Saturn and Pluto conjunction has been going on. There's something that's coming out of transition around the 10th that has been going on since 1982. So this is like over a 30-year cycle that's being removed. We've got Lilith as well. We've got Neptune that's still in Pisces. It's like there's a huge karmic kind of layer that's being removed. And then upstairs are observing everyone's actions and how they're reacting to it, because it's going to lead the way and the path in how you're kind of moving forward for, I mean, look, we're in a new decade as well. So this is a brand new 10-year cycle. That's another thing. So just be very aware. What else can you tell us about the 10th to the 17th? Yeah. We've also got romance and influence around the 10th to the 17th, okay? What influences romantically do you have around you that could be within this remit of, wow, I'm having to really defend myself in this situation here. I'm having to really fight my corner. I'm having to really fight my ground. Is this valid? Is this worth it? Is this for your highest and best good? There is no, let's be realistic. If you're around someone that is wounded, maybe, that's projecting their wounds onto you, do you defend your ground thinking, how dare you say that to me? Or do you sit and go, this is a wounded individual, and of course they're going to project this on me, and I'm not going to take it personally? Watch for any wounds that are, it's like watch for any triggers, essentially, because it's going to show you where you need to heal. All right. because also we've got the defense. So there could be an argumentative, defensive kind of energy around maybe romantic interests. Maybe you're trying to stand your ground because you want to be heard around that, and your needs may not be taken into consideration, and that is what's rattling you. 10th to the 17th, what else can you tell me, please, Spirit, for Aquarius? 10th to the 17th, what else can you tell me, please? Yeah. So watch for any battles, any arguments, but we've also got an excitement here, companionship, resourcefulness, ostentation, appreciation, and indecision. Now, they all wanted to come out at the same time, and Spirit said to leave them. So within this partnership that there is clearly, or a potential companionship you've got, all right, there's a balance here, because I feel like if you're arguing or there's some discussions around certain things where there's differences, don't rush in and start guns blazing, because I feel like the dust is, it's like there's some energies going on that you're kind of absorbing, they may be absorbing as well, and then you're just fighting amongst each other based on previous wounds and also external environments that may not necessarily be your issues. And if they are, you guys need to go off and sort them out. But just be aware, because we've also got the indecision card here. So maybe you guys are coming back together, arguing, breaking it off, coming back together, arguing, breaking it off. Let the dust settle, all right? So let's have a look into the 17th to 24th. What's going to be happening for Aquarius from the 17th to 24th? Obviously, that's going to be when we're transitioning into Aquarius season. 17th to 24th of January, please, for Aquarius. What can you tell me, please? This feels a lot more smoother energy. I'll be honest with you, that last week, the 10th to 17th, felt like my head was about to fall off. So 17th to 24th, yeah, there's a transition here, okay? You've got a chance to break out a new cycle, okay? We've got the birth card again, so something new being birthed, or some brand new cycle, brand new opportunities, brand new, I'm hearing discussions. It's based on your principles. I feel like your morals, your ethics, how you view things, what your needs and wants are going to be really shaken up at this time, because we've got principles here. So it could well be that how you thought you viewed something is going to really have a major shake up, because we've also got quarrel again from the 17th to 24th and publicity. So it's like there's something here that is being birthed that it really doesn't sit well with you, and you're speaking out about it, all right? 17th to 24th, what can you tell me, please, Spirit? Wow. So we've got 4 cards that are in reverse here. We've got the rebellion in reverse, authority in reverse, generosity in reverse, domination. I feel like this, I can feel this, it feels like solar plexus, willpower and confidence. Again, look into that solar plexus chakra, please, because it just feels like it's a bit blocked. 17th to 24th, what else can you tell me, please, for Aquarius? 17th to 24th of January 2020, please. What else can you tell me? What else is going to be happening for Aquarius? It's like you're in a bit of a topsy-turvy energy where you want to start something but you're not quite sure. You want to stand your ground but you're not too sure. Let's have a look. Which way is this? Right. Yeah, again, it's very indecisive energy here, okay? With the rebellion in reverse. It's like you want to kind of fight the tide but you're not too sure. Which is, I think, why they said don't be rushing in from the 10th, because I feel like if you rush in from the 10th, by the time you get to the 17th, you're going to be sat there going, now I'm completely confused. This energy's changed, and I thought it was that, but it isn't. That's why they're saying just go back within you, because it's like you're going to be fighting on behalf of someone else otherwise, and by the time you realise it, you're going to be like, oh, I've just done X, Y, and Z. They're saying caution. That's why they're offering that kind of word of caution. Now, it doesn't have to be this melodramatic extremity, but it could even just be arguing with people that it's just, you know, by the time you actually remedy that, it takes a lot more time, okay? The defense is also in reverse. So I feel like maybe you're not as defensive around this time, but it's like just watch for that kind of need to sell the idea and to sort of, you know, charge off with that kind of Mars in Aries energy. And then we've got flirtation. So I feel like you're a bit more in a playful mood around that date. Like, I love this energy. It's kind of like, rah! Actually, I kind of feel really playful with you. I kind of like that though. I feel like that's pretty cool. It's like, I feel like you've kind of got to the point where you're just like, can we just have a bit of fun now? Like, this is a bit ridiculous. 17th to 24th. What else can you tell me, please, about Aquarius energy? What's going to be happening? What is the themes here that Aquarians can expect to see from the 17th to 24th of January 2020? Yeah, don't rush in and make any quick decisions, because we've also, it's like, you guys are, I love your energy. We've got caution again, indecision, defense and eccentricity. So I feel like you're back forward. I want to flirt and I want to go over this, but actually I don't really know. And they've annoyed me because I thought they stood for this, but actually now I don't think they do. It's like you're going to be seeing things, and your vision, don't forget the first week we saw that vision. So it's like your perspective is shifting, and because your perspective is shifting, the choices that you're going to be making are also having to shift as well. So just remember that, and don't be charging in immediately and going, yeah, that'll do, let's go with this one, because it's going to change. And you're not, the dust hasn't settled yet. Status, okay? Are you trying to fight for something to defend something else, practical as opposed to spiritual? Is this about the more practical nature of life that you're defending? And if it is, does that what does that really mean for you? Like, status can be money. It can be, you know, for example, it could be that you're going into a job and feeling like you just want to charge into the boss and be like, I want a pay rise and I want it now. What are you going to do about it? Maybe don't do that, because you're kind of let me just clarify. What is status, please, Spirit? What can you clarify for status? What can you tell us, please, Spirit? Thank you. What can you tell us about status, please, Spirit? (17th to 24th of January 2020 for Aquarius energy. I'm just tapping into this energy while they're... Yeah, you're trying to get organised. You're trying to get organised. I feel like if this is to do with a love situation, because we've got a fair in reverse, this could be to do with a third party situation. You are fed up at this stage of having to, I feel like I'm hearing second best. It's like you're trying to get organised here. We've got organisational card. You're not going to back down. You just want to, you don't want to sort of leave the situation. You don't want to part ways with the person, but at the same time, you don't want to invest in other energies affecting your kind of situation, your relationship. Let's pull some more cards for that. Okay, let's see. 24th to the 31st. What's happening for Aquarius from the 24th to the 31st, Spirit? That's a heck of a lot of cards right there, Spirit. 24th to the... That's just way too many cards. They want me... Wow. Okay. They're saying take the bottom three. Okay, so we've got from the 24th to the 31st of January, we've got escape, we've got romance, and we've got secrets. Okay, let's clarify these cards to see what is escape, romance and secrets in relation to, Spirit. What can you tell us? So we've got the innovation card here. So I feel like you're trying to start a new cycle within, if this is a romantic situation. If it's not, it will be just a passion project, something that is emotionally important to you. You're trying to get into a new way. You're trying to start a new cycle, because for you, yeah, this is a very strong, lustful connection. There's a lot of passion behind this, but I feel like you may have at some stage either a choice to make or the other person. Yeah, it feels like there's a bit of a power struggle going on either between you and the other person, or the third party scenario that is currently being played out. But it just feels like there's a bit of a power struggle here. Yeah, decision, quarrel and risk. So it may well be that you're going to have to find yourself in a position where you have to decide at some point what you're going to do about this. If there's a third party situation, are you going to continue? But that's essentially what the energy is kind of preluding to up until the end of January. Let's have a look at outcomes. Let's see what they're going to show us. What is the outcome for Aquarius, please? What is the outcome for Aquarius for February? January 2020. What is the outcome? Right. We've got affair and concentration. So I feel like, if let's just say the outcome with this is that I feel there's something distracting you here that is either, if it's not a third party, it's going to be something that is totally distracting you from doing you. Okay, so Spirit are just advising you to be aware of that. All right, and again, we've got impulse and influence. So again, what are the influences around you? Are they negative or are they positive? And if they're not so great, make sure that you're balancing that. Okay, we've got protection and empathy. So there's something that you're maybe doing in relation to this situation that makes you feel like you're justifiable in doing it, because either you're protecting yourself or you feel like you should be doing it. They're saying don't assume that by taking this certain route that actually you're safeguarded because you're not doing anything wrong, because I feel like at some point you're being told by your guides, look, if you keep doing this, this is going to be the outcome, and you're ignoring it. All right. And then we've got control and originality. So I feel like, again, you don't want to acknowledge this. There's something that you're being told to do that you're not acknowledging within this situation, okay, because you don't want to let something go. You're holding on to something. All right, so just be very aware, because this is going to carry on through into Aquarius. And let's have a look. Final outcome card, please, for the situation. What is the advice you can give those who resonate with this information? What is the advice? Spirit, what is the advice for those who resonate for Aquarius for January? What is the... Yeah, egotism in reverse, okay? Remove yourself from any power struggles, any where you're trying to project your own point of view onto something because you want to be heard, you want to be understood. Stand down, soldier. You know, it's like, don't fight so hard to the expense of your own moral integrity and or ethics and or values, because it's not going to pay off. All right, so if you feel like maybe, and you're going to know what this is, if you're sat there thinking I've got no idea what she's on about, then I'm not referring to you. But if you deep down made a decision or are about to make a decision that potentially could affect you, because you're fuming at a situation and you just want to go in and clear the board and be like, right, level playing field, off we go. Spirit is saying this is not your role. You've got to stand down, because otherwise this is going to affect you. All right, let's have a look. Let's go with the Wisdom Oracle for outcomes to clarify as well. Okay, for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Stellium, Mars, Ascendant for the month of January. What advice can you give, please? Or potential outcomes can you give for the month of January 2020 for Aquarius? Thank you so much. Why do they always fly halfway across the room? I don't even know where that's gone. You have got to be joking me. That's weird. That is actually weird. Oh no, it's here. Yeah. Instead of putting your energy into something that may not be serving you, co-create. Manifestation. You've got the power to manifest something here. Just be very aware of what you're manifesting. What else can you tell us, please, Spirit, for Aquarius? What you reap, you sow, they're saying. So just be very aware. What else can you tell me, please? exchanging gifts. So this is about addressing a balance, all right? So maybe you're determined to get things on a level playing field. What is the advice? Yeah, look, yang. This is very masculine energy, all right? So you could be wanting to charge in and to rectify something. They're saying stand down, surrender. Sometimes you don't have to fight these energies. You just have to do what you need to do your own healing. And they're saying blessed. Okay, so if you surrender and try and heed what is being told in this reading, there is a way out of this, but it doesn't mean you're kind of blowing up here, there and everywhere to try and prove a point, to get something on an equal balance or an equal playing field. You know, there's that very kind of Queen of Swords energy here where you're all kind of wielding your sword here, there and everywhere. And they're saying that's perfect. But then when you get in transition into February, things are going to start transpiring based on the decisions you've made, especially because this is a huge karmic year to kind of close that out. So they're saying you can co-create a different way out of this, but it just means changing your perspective and energy to kind of meet a vibration of manifestation that doesn't mean you're going to manifest more trouble back to you, because this is essentially what the universe is doing at the moment. It's reflecting back everything that people are putting out. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, guys, so hopefully that's been of some help. That's your Aquarius reading for January 2020. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Massively appreciate you. All your subscriptions and your likes and shares. Thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me. Next video will be Monday for Pisces for January 2020. Then we're going to be jumping into pick a card readings. Please do put any suggestions that you would like me to look into. Obviously, if you put, does X, Y, and Z love me? That's not going to be so much of a general reading. I just need to kind of get an idea of the subject matter that is going to be for the general collective that will possibly help people. If not, I'll be listening to Upstairs, seeing what they suggest. Have a wonderful evening, weekend, day, year, wherever you're at. Take good care. Bye-bye.